the same every time. IGCSE Maths, GCSE Maths, looking at the kind of questions that apart from the numbers are the same every time. You can learn how to do them, get yourself into the marks, get yourself into the grades. In this video, we're looking at rounding and estimation. I've got, 5 questions here about rounding to significant figures. Well, I'm starting with significant figures rather than decimal places because significant figures seems to be the rounding that people find the most difficult. So let's look at the first one, 6,789. So 6,789, correct to 3 significant figures. So the important thing to know about significant figures is where is the first significant figure. So if I start from the left-hand side, the first digit, the first number that I see that is not a 0 is the first significant figure. So there's my first significant figure, my second significant figure, my third significant figure. So there's my cutoff point. My cutoff point is just there. So I look at the next number and I ask myself, is it a 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9? Yes, it is. So that tells me to round up. So I round the 8 up to a 9. Now, we have something with significant figures that's slightly different than what we would see with decimal places. Because with significant figures, I now have to fill in the number with zeros as far as either the decimal point or the end of the number. Because this would be extreme rounding, wouldn't it? To round 6,789 to 679, that's quite severe rounding. So the rounded number should be about the same size, and what we need to do is just fill in the gap there with a 0. So I've got my 3 significant figures, the 6, the 7 and the 9, but I have to fill up as far as the end of the number, if it's a whole number, or as far as the decimal point with zeros, 6,790. So next we've got a decimal, 3.058, so 3.058, rounding correctly to 3 significant figures. And again, we just have to ask ourselves, what is the first significant figure? Well, it's the first number from the left-hand side that is not a 0. So there's the first significant figure, there's the second significant figure, there's the third significant figure. So 1, 2, 3 significant figures. There's the cutoff point. Now you look at the next number, that's an 8. Ask yourself, is it 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9? If it is, then you round up. If it's not, then it stays the same. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yes. So that means this 5 will round up to be a 6, and the 0 stays the same. The decimal point is in the same place, and the 3 there is in the same place. So 3.06 is correct to 3 significant figures. In the previous question, I had to fill up till the end of the number with a 0. In this case, I don't have to fill in my space there with a 0 because remember what I said, we have to fill up, if we are on the left-hand side of the decimal point, we fill up as far as the decimal point or as far as where the decimal point would be if it's a whole number. So if I have a number like this, if I'm rounding on the right-hand side of the decimal point, then I don't need to fill up with zeros. 3.06 is our final answer. So next question, 0.0, so 0.047883, correct to 2 significant figures, 2 significant figures. So again, we have to ask ourselves, where is the first significant figure? Where is the second significant figure? Remember what I said a moment ago, starting from the left-hand side, the first number that you meet that is not a 0 is the first significant figure. So we have a 0, so that's not significant. 0, not significant. So the first significant figure is this 4, and the second significant figure is that 7. So the cutoff point after the second significant figure is just there. So we look at the next number, it's an 8. Does that tell us to round up or stay the same? Well, that's a round up, isn't it? So the number before, the 7 rounds up, that 4 stays the same, and then just like, or a little bit like, the very first question there where we had to fill up the number as far as the end, as far as the decimal point, we do actually in this case have to still include those zeros there, so the number is about the same size. So to two significant figures, 0.048 for that one. Okay, the fourth question, so 6.8167 corrects to three significant figures. So starting from the left-hand side, there's the first significant figure, the second, the third, and the cutoff point after the third significant figure is there. Look at the next number. Is it a 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9? Yes, it is. So that tells us to round up. The 1 has to round up to make a 2. Everything else stays the same. The decimal point stays in the same place. So three significant figures, 6.82. So the last question. We've got fairly similar questions to the one we did a moment ago, but let's have a look at it. So 0.046875, and this one is to two significant figures. So starting from the left-hand side, the zeros from the left do not count as significant figures. There's the first significant figure, there's the second significant figure. So the cutoff point is just there. Look at the next number, that's an 8. Does that tell us to round up or stay the same? That's a round up. So the 6 has to round up to be a 7. Everything else stays the same, and we have to keep the 0 and the point in the same place there so that the number is about the same size. So 0.047. So there's some examples rounding to significant figures. Yes, it is a little bit more difficult than rounding to decimal places. With practice though, what do we find? It's the same every time. You can learn how to do it, get yourself into the marks, get yourself into the grades. If the video was useful, please press the like button. Please also subscribe. I will return in the next video.